best to put you on as many winners as we possibly can. Try to win them all, but our best bets, the bets we stand behind, our documented picks are our premium picks, and those are the ones that you can find in the premium area. You could also get kind of our premium sampler package, and that's really what it is. We have a YouTube premium, which is super discounted, affordable for everyone. It ends up being about 25 cents a pick, and the way that works, it's kind of like whether you bet $5 a game or $5,000 a game or $50,000 a game, it's affordable for everybody. And that's the whole idea of that. And you kind of get a sampling. And, the thing about that one is, and bringing these guys. And so these basically, the thing about that is that, we all have totally different styles, when it comes to handicapping. I think, sometimes we land on the same thing. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we agree. Sometimes we're on sharp opposition. You see it on the show, right? It's rare when we all agree on the same pick. So, you got to figure, it's like all of us hitting at the same time. It's not going to happen every day. That's for sure, because we're all, and it's like I've said a million times, it's possible that someone could give a pick that one of us is on the other side. My Akron pick yesterday was hideous on the morning show. It's hideous. And it was kind of like a last-second thing. I don't know why I gave it. But then I rebounded with Kansas State in the night pick. Brian had Villanova last night. I don't remember what these guys had. Raj, what did you have?
I had Ole Miss and...
Yeah, money line, right?
Ole Miss money line. Right?
Money line.
And that one hit good.
Yeah,
and
so
the Oilers just didn't get the empty netter for us. I gave the Oilers on the puck line. And they won 4-3.
Bastards.
I think I messed up entering that, Rod. I think I entered it plus the points for you by accident. I apologize.
So.
Yeah, I remember I had the under in that Ole Miss Missouri game in the evening.
Tell you what, man, I was 3-2 yesterday in my premiums, and that Kofi Cockburn, man, would have.
Catburn.
Suck my Kofi Cockburn. It's like, man, it's brutal. Anyways, happens. It was like both of my losers were like no doubt losers. Both of them were. It was 3-2, and both my losers were like no doubt losers, and all three of my winners were kind of like sweated out until 3 minutes left winners. It was like everyone except for the Bucks, which kind of, that was over before it started. But anyways, got college basketball, tons of NBA. I don't have any NBA premiums in yet. The lines, most of them came out late. I did most of the videos late. I did the Suns Hornets video, and then I didn't like it, so I never posted it. So I don't have a video on that one. Maybe I'll do my late premium pick on that game. Is the way that'll work. But I did the video, and I was kind of like, I really don't like that one. It's like sometimes it just happens. And it's like it's already late here by the time it comes out. So, all right. I guess we'll get right to it then. Pacers, Warriors, Hawks, Celtics, Cavaliers, Rockets, Cavs coming off that big win yesterday. And the Miami Heat against the Toronto Raptors. I said in my video that this was a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals. It was not. It was not a rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals, which was Heat Celtics. But the Heat did play the Raptors in the playoffs. It was a playoff rematch. So that's sort of right. Brian, any of these four beauties, these are good games.
Yeah, the lines
not necessarily makes
late,
for good betting, which doesn't.
Lines were a little late developing today in the NBA, but for me in that early time slot, I like the Warriors. I know they're in a back-to-back spot, and Pacers have been off for 5 or 6 days, but I just think the Warriors are built a younger team that could win a back-to-back spot like this, and the Pacers weren't playing the greatest going into that little break that they had. And then I might add the Miami Heat here at home. I think you're going to see Miami Heat start to play better and better as the season draws on, and must win here at home against the Raptors. I like that minus the 2.5.
Pacers had won 3 of 4 heading into that break. Chris?
Yeah, the two games I like here. I like the under in the Pacers-Warriors matchup. 230 just seems too high for me. I think this game finishes in the low 220s. It's like a 110, 105, something around that area. So I'll take the under in that one. And I'm going to take the Raptors in the points against the Heat. I think, Miami coming back off that 7-game road trip. They'll be happy to be home, but we can't forget that Toronto still playing in-state, so it's not like they have to travel very far for this game. So I'll take Toronto to bounce back from that game against the Sixers, that narrow loss, to pick up a win and cover against the Heat in this one.
4-6 in their last 10, and they beat Minnesota.
No. We're not talking about their last 10. We're talking about their last 4. 3 of their last 4, they won. They won 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, Pistons, Hawks, and Timberwolves.
Shit.
I could beat the Timberwolves.
What'd you have for lunch on January 28th?
The Warriors are going to crush them.
Rod is like, was that Friday? Because it was Steak Friday over here.
What did I eat? January 8th? Yeah. I'm trying to remember what I ate yesterday, much less January 8th.
It's like sizzling hot oil, breadcrumbs.
Sizzling.
Could be fried clams. Could be chicken fingers.
January 8th, I think the fryer later was still around, so it could have been fried something.
All right, where are we at here?
So for me in this one, I'm with Chris. I like that under in the Warriors and Pacers. Give me the under 230.5. I think that's just too many points. First game in a long time for the Pacers. I know we're definitely not going to be running and gunning in that one. Give me the under 230.5 on that one. I also like the under in the Rockets and Cavs. Rockets still questionable on who's playing and who's not playing. And without Wood definitely not playing, that's a big loss of points. So I'm going to take the under 218.5 in that one. And I like the Heat today. Give me the Heat over the Raptors. Raptors on the back-to-back. Loss to the Sixers. I think they lose 2 in a row here. Give me the Heat.
I'm on the Heat as well. I really like the way that they played that last game. 6 players in double digits. They're kind of like they're trying to figure it out, and what the way they're figuring it out is sharing the ball around. Jimmy's still, taking care of business there, but it's kind of he's facilitating as well, and it's he's making everybody else better instead of like letting them say, well, they got nothing else except for Butler. He's making everybody else better. So Bam is, double digits every night now, and Nunn has, been, probably the leading. Beast. He's a beast. He's probably been the leading scorer, right, for this team.
Yeah,
and,
he has been.
So it's like Olnick has played a lot better than we've seen him in the past. I just think that I like the way the Heat are playing. It looks like they're making a run. I like the Pacers against the Warriors for all the reasons that I said before. I think that they came into the break hot, and I think that teams that are banged up heading into the break, what we've seen when they've come out of the break, they've come out super strong, and that's what we saw with the Mavs, right? Who came out against the Grizzlies and just busted them up. I think also what we saw earlier in the season, both in college and in the NBA, is teams that came out of the break were flat, right? They came out of the break flat. Now we're seeing teams come out of the break super hot. It's the opposite. And it's like someone's figured something out as to how to come out of this break. I'm not touching that Rockets-Cavs game. I don't give a crap. I'm not touching it.
About those Cavaliers yesterday.
Yeah, I said it already. Did you get here late? Got Timberwolves and Bulls. Got the Pelicans up against the Pistons, who, I don't know, they found another gear last night against the Magic. I was on the wrong end of that one. OKC against, it was also really bad shooting by the Magic. OKC against the Spurs. It's that magical combination of bad shooting and bad shot selection. Phoenix Suns against the Hornets. And the Jazz and the Lakers, which would have been a great game, but I don't think so. Brian?
Yeah, I think my best free pick in the NBA today is going to be on the Thunder Buddies at home. I know they're just 4-10 on their own home floor, but the Spurs are dealing with COVID issues, injuries. I just think the Thunder can get a home win here and It looks like they're really enticing you to take San Antonio with that line. I'll take the Thunder.
Chris.
Yeah, I'm on the Thunder as well for all the same reasons. The Spurs continue to deal with COVID and try to figure their way out of that. I also like the over 225 in the Charlotte-Phoenix matchup. I think these are two teams that can score really run and gun. While we talk about Phoenix and improved defense this year, I still think we can get around 230 in that one. So I'll take 220. I'll take the 225. I'll take the over. And I'm going to take New Orleans laying the 9.5 against Detroit. I know New Orleans highly overrated at times this season, but there's just nothing that I want to deal with this Detroit Pistons team with all the turmoil that's going on in that lineup. So give me New Orleans laying the points.
Right.
For me, give me OKC as well. Too many issues with Spurs and no DeRozan, no Rudy Gay. Too many guys out. I also like the under in that one. Give me the under in the Spurs and the Thunder. First 100 wins that one. Give me the under 216. And I like the Timberwolves. Give me the Timberwolves plus the 4 points here today. I think they come to play.
They got so handled last night. They got just crushed. Lost by it was like they put the scrubs in on the Bucks.
They did, yeah.
They did.
It was this is what Bittler. It was a look ahead spot. The Timberwolves were looking ahead past the Bucks to the Bulls, knowing, hey, we got a chance to beat the Bulls. Let's play them. We won't worry about the Bucks.
Is there any worse sinking feeling in your stomach than it's like, you know, it's like you're laying like 10.5, 11, and it's like they put the scrubs in late, and you know Pat Connaughton, whatever from Notre Dame, takes a step back 3. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, you know, early in the shot clock. It's like, why are you doing that? It's like, come on. It's like, who even knew you were in the league?
The clock.
Who even knew you were still in the league? Now we got a loudmouth in the chat as usual. Because I called Michigan soft, which they are. Football team sucks too.
Basketball team's not soft.
Football team is they schedule their football. They schedule like, I mean, who do they play out of conference? They never play like when Miami played those Michigan games I talked about last week. Both of them were at Michigan because they refused to come to Miami to play. It's like, all right, we'll just go there and beat your ass twice. How about that? It's like, no problem. You want to be embarrassed in front of your home crowd? No problem, guys.
I think Michigan played some out-of-conference teams in their schedule.
When's the last big road out-of-conference game that Michigan has played?
Probably Notre Dame.
Please. I mean, a real team.
Well, I mean, Notre Dame's ranked in the top 10 a lot of years, and it's still not an easy place.
So was Penn State to start the season, was ranked 8th.
I think Penn State
rankings mean nothing. Nothing. Anyways,
who would Miami play this year out of conference?
Alabama.
No. This year coming. I'm talking about last season.
Well, last season nobody played anybody, but they had Michigan State, and they had Michigan State. They had a bunch of other ones like that on the schedule. Similar. They had like 2 or 3 games like that on the schedule. They played Florida.
How did I become a Michigan apologist?
Exactly. It's sad. It's really sad. You go put on your little Lakers jersey and for the next segment. Brian will be like wearing a full out Dallas Cowboys gear when NFL season started. How about them Cowboys?
That was my Super Bowl pick last year.
It's Aaron Rodgers jersey. Go Ben Roethlisberger.
I think I'm going to stick with the New York Mets this year again to win the World Series. I'm going to go 2 years in a row with the Mets.
Good pick, Brian.
They have the pitching staff.
Yeah. Well, we know one thing about the Mets. Okay, here's the thing about the Mets. It always looks like a pretty picture at the beginning of the season. By May, you don't recognize a name on that pitching staff, and you'll have the game where they're up 8-4, and Familia will come walking in out of the bullpen.
Oh.
Yeah, we've been there.
And you blink and it's 9-8.
I'd like to thank Jeremy for the hat, by the way. Thank you for mailing me the hat. It's the Jackrabbits. I know I keep my set a little on the dark side, but it's the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. I like the Bulls against the Timberwolves. I just like betting against the Timberwolves. Just a pastime of mine. 3-6-1 against the number in their last 10 games. So it's money. I also am kind of jazzed about the Jazz, too. Been riding them, and I'll continue to ride them. All right, Brian, what are you selling?
I'll tell you what, I got my Wednesday Extreme Violator 5-pack, 2 NBA, 2 college basketball, 1 NHL, 5 plays, $50, pickdogs.com, premium pick section, going for 4 out of 5 nights in the positive.
Positive test.
The thing that always scares me about the Extreme Violator, and maybe it's the namesake of it, is I never know when it's coming. So.
The Tantalizing Tuesday is right after Rod's Tantalizing Tuesday.
Yeah,
for me,
I'll take creepy handicapping package names for 300. What is Tantalizing Tuesday?
Okay, we got to be careful how we say creepiest package names for 300 because it could go a whole different rabbit hole. For me, it's my favorite day of the week, Whale Bet Wednesday. This week we got 3 of my biggest and best plays of the week. I absolutely love these plays for tonight. It's not often you'll get, plays that I'm this zoned in on, but you can find those for $30 over at Pick Dogs Premium. We're hitting with over 72% on these Whale Bet plays this year, so hop on those, check them out.
Rod?
Fancy name for me. I just got a Wednesday 7-pack up there. Off a nice big winning day yesterday. I've got 3 college basketball, 3 NBA, and 1 10-star NHL player of the day. I'll jump over to Pick Dogs Premium and grab that package. Definitely heating up today. Keep it rolling.
You're going to grab your package.
Yeah, it's hot. Might need an oven mitt.
All right. A lot of line movement this morning, that's for sure.
Oh.
A lot of early line movement in college hoops. And let's get to it. Ball State, Kent State, Alabama, A&M Southern, St. Bonnie's and Davidson, the rematch. Davidson favored in this one, even though St. Bonnie's handled them the last 5-7 minutes of that game. Wake against Clemson. Alabama State, Alcorn State, North Carolina Central, North Carolina AT&T. A lot of regional action here. Norfolk State, Delaware State. George Mason and George Washington, good old friends. Going to sit down, play some backgammon, and then they're going to have it out on the basketball court. St. Joseph's in Dayton. St. Joe's back in action. Looked really good this season. Post-Phil Martelli era. I saw Phil on the sideline for somebody. His assistant. Michigan. Right? Phil Martelli, did you see him on the sideline over in the Michigan game?
Yep, I saw him.
Yep. Boy, he's really hating life not at St. Joe's, huh? Yeah, that was one of the best coaching moves anyone's ever. It's like, what are you thinking? It's like, what is going through your skull when you make that decision to fire Phil Martelli? I really don't know. Longwood against Hampton. Air Force against New Mexico. Virginia, NC State. Brian, any of those?
I'm going to jump on Wake Forest plus the points. I know they've been playing like dog crap, losing to NC State at home. But Clemson hasn't played in 12 days. I think they'll show a little bit of rust in that first half. I think Wake Forest has enough to keep it within a bucket. And I like Davidson to bounce back off their 9-point loss against St. Bonaventure last time out. I think Davidson can get the line is screaming Davidson. We've seen college teams on back-to-back a lot of times be able to win the second game after losing the first one.
I'm leaning towards St. Bonaventure in that one. Just something about the scoring depth there. I just think that this St. Bonaventure team has a ton of depth, but the line is looking more and more towards Davidson. So I might shift towards the under in that one. I think this could be a battle for the first of 65 wins. So I'll take the under in that one. I like Wake Forest as well. Clemson just hasn't looked good on the road this season, and Wake Forest has picked up their play lately, and normally they're getting a lot more points than this, but I think Wake Forest can make this a 2-point game. So I'll take Demon Deacons there, and I like George Washington plus the 8 against George Mason. I think a lot of people are reading into that win for George Washington over Rhode Island, but it just doesn't seem like an 8-point game to me. It seems more like a 6 or 5-point win for George Mason. So I think George Mason wins the game, but not by 8. I'll take Colonials in the points.
For me in this time slot, I like the Flashers. Give me Kent State here. They're 8-2 their last 10 games, and in a fight for top spot of the MAC. So give me Kent State there. I like St. Bonnie's. Give me Bonnie's to get the win again over Davidson. I'll take St. Bonnie's on the money line. I think they outright him again. And I also like give me Alabama State at Alcorn State. I think that's just too many points for Alcorn. I'll take Alabama State, who has been a cover machine their last 10. They're 7-3 their last 10 games. I'll take Alabama State plus the points in that one.
I'm going to take Norfolk State against Delaware State. That's my Roman Alley pick. Just think that's what would Ron do, and I think that's what he would do in this spot. So,
that's a good one too.
I also like George Mason against George Washington.
Battle of Georges.
Yes. Double down on George. Summer George.
Curious George.
By George. I think he's got it. Boston U Holy Cross, Butler, Seton Hall, North Carolina, Marquette. Loyola, Maryland, American. South Florida and Temple, the long-awaited rematch from Sunday. Let's do a back-to-back, I don't know, 4 days apart. LaSalle against Duquesne, Furman against Citadel, Mercer against Chattanooga. I swear, Furman, Citadel, Chattanooga, and Mercer only play each other, right? It just seems like they all play each other, and it's always at Mercer. I mean, same thing with Furman and Citadel. They play each other 16 times a year. It's always at Furman. Greensboro, Western Carolina, same thing, man. These teams just play each other, same thing over and over again. Mississippi State against South Carolina. Northwest State against Stephen F. Austin. Not invited to the George party. Brian?
Yeah, I might be reversing time zones a little bit, but I like Virginia Cavaliers big time.
We went over that was in the last slot.
I missed that one. I thought it was a 7:00 game. I missed it, but I really like Virginia as one of the best free plays today. They're going to absolutely, after losing to Duke, they should really
back to back. They lost. They lost to Florida State by 21 the game before that, Duke, or after the game before.
I think they'll come out very strong today.
Oh, they're going to crush them. Chew them up and spit them out.
They're going to chew them up and spit them out. And then the other game I like is UNC Greensboro laying a ton of points. I know I just talked about teams on a back-to-back against the same team, but I think this is one of the spots where the same outcome happens. I think UNC Greensboro is going to crush them. Those are the two that I like.
Yeah, the couple I like here. I like the under 130.5 in Seton Hall Butler. I was originally leaning towards Seton Hall, but something just feels weird about this line. And considering Seton Hall hasn't been doing a ton of scoring lately, I know they're really good against the number on the road. Something just feels off. So I'm going to take the under 130.5. And I like Mississippi State laying the 5.5 against South Carolina. South Carolina just not doing anything defensively, and I mean, giving them 90 points left and right. And I think Mississippi State, while I don't know if they hit 80 or 90, I think they do enough to win this one by at least 6 or 7 points. So I'll lay it with Mississippi State in that one. Those are a couple I like here.
As Brian Bitler would say, there's got to be some really smart people on the other side of that one, or some big money or something like that, because I'm showing only 11% of the money on South Carolina, and the line dropped to 0.5 point. Rod?
For me in this time slot, I'm going to take, give me American U. I think that's too many points for Loyola MD to cover. Way too many points. Give me American U in that one. I also like, give me Butler at home here against Seton Hall. I think that's too many points as well in what Butler comes to play today. That's like a 2-point, 3-point game in that one. And I like Chattanooga and Mercer to go over the number. I think you got a track meet in that one. Both teams are going to score. We'll fly over the number in that one. And I'm going to go opposite. I like Western Carolina today. I know they haven't played so good. They're 2-8 in the last 10. 1-8 ATS. I think this is. I know Greensboro beat them up last time. I think Greensboro doesn't try as hard today. Western Carolina gets the backdoor cover. Give me Western Carolina plus the 14.
South Carolina for me in that slot. That's about it. It's a nice slot. What a slot. Southern Utah against... It's such a slot.
Temple versus USF.
Okay. Southern Utah against Northern Arizona, directional battle. Got New Orleans against Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Southeast Louisiana versus McNeese, that's a regional. Nichols versus Houston Baptist. Rutgers versus Indiana. Let's badmouth the Hoosiers for a moment here. Memphis versus Tulane. Memphis back on the ice after a break. Incarnate Word versus Lamar. Miami, Florida State. That game looks like a Bitler game to me. Abilene Christian versus Sam Houston State. Vandy versus Tennessee. Rivalry. Arkansas, Alabama. Rivalry. Cincinnati, Tulsa. I don't know what it is. Creighton, DePaul. Providence, Xavier. UNLV, Fresno.
So many good ones in here. Really love the Arkansas Razorbacks at home. I think they're going to get a big statement win against Alabama. Both these teams are rolling along. I think Bama's won 4 and Arkansas has won 3 straight.
Well, here's an incorrect statement. Hang on. Josh Simmons says, everyone has a losing record on the premium show except for Rod, who's 8-4. That's not correct. I have a winning record. I'll tell you that much. I absolutely have a winning record on that premium show. Absolutely. I have a winning record. For sure.
I only keep tabs of the earlier premium show.
Yeah.
I can't.
I know. I think on the late show, I think I've only missed one pick since we started.
Well, it's at 25 cents a pick that guy's paying. So.
Well, I hate liars. Is what I hate. And it just bugs me. But go ahead. Go ahead.
What I was saying is,
if he ever manned up, we could, we'll go on his Facebook group or whatever. We'll spread some lies about him, so you can see how he likes it. It's just.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think Arkansas is one of the better plays on the board tonight. I think I wish I would have added it as a premium play. I see a lot of action on Alabama. They're not a bad team. I just think this is Arkansas' spot. And you're going to see them win by 5 or 6 tonight. And then I'm going to go back to my DePaul Blue Demons here. I just think that's way too many points. I've seen Creighton play, and they can blow teams out, but they're not the best cover team in the world. And I think DePaul can keep it respectable tonight. So number 1 is Arkansas, and number 2 is DePaul.
So someone said here that I'm mad emotional. Yeah, you know why? Because I care. It's like I could be like one of these other guys just sitting here, tell you whatever you want to hear, act like I'm Mr. Nice Guy, and all I really care about is the money. And it's like when you go to email me when you have a problem or whatever like that, I'm taking a nap. Screw you. Well, it's not in my makeup to do that. But I was gonna say I could do that too, but I can't do it because it's not in my makeup. But it's like I know everybody else in this business, and I can tell you. It's like, I'm this way because I care. It's like if I didn't care, you wouldn't see the product. You wouldn't see the amount of videos that I do. You wouldn't see this show every single day. You wouldn't see the drive-through show every single day. You wouldn't see that type of consistency every single day because I care. Believe me, life happens to me too. I lose power. We lose water. We lose all that stuff, You don't think I haven't been sick in the last 15 years? He's a miracle. He's a picture of health. He never gets sick.
It's hard to get sick if you don't go many places, though.
Well,
we've been stuck at home. We don't really get
over the last 15 years, I've gone a lot of places. I had the bird flu. I did the freaking show, Vegas when the last pandemic.
You missed one day when you were in Boston, I remember.
Rod's talking to himself. I care. So this guy said you shouldn't care so much about people in the comment section. I care when people say, I'll tell you what, if someone disagrees with my pick, that's what this is all about, right? It's all about getting on winners. And if I miss something, hell yeah, man, point it out to me, But it's like, number one, it's not a contest between me and you, right? It's all about winning to me. And number two, it's like, be honest. Tell the truth, man. I give everybody. I'm so not perfect. I am so off the board not perfect. I give you plenty of real things that you could pick me apart on. Plenty, plenty. Short, fat, and old, man. To start with, right? It's like easy, right? But it's like, no reason to make up lies. This is ridiculous. Hate liars, man. Hate liars. Hate them. Will not work with liars, man. A lot of liars in this industry. A lot of liars. I'm just legally not allowed to talk about some of them. Anyways, where are we? Chris?
Yeah. I like Indiana getting the 3.5 against Rutgers. I think from Arkansas matchup, that's already jumped from 154. I'm going to lean towards DePaul as well. I've just seen Creighton too many times this year, be given these big numbers, and more than give me DePaul in the point.
But that was in New Orleans, where New Orleans plays good on the road. They're 0-10 on the road, 2-7 ATS against the number. I think Texas A&M Corpus Christi gets their revenge here, wins this one outright. Take them on the money line as they beat the Privateers. I also like McNeese State over Southeastern Louisiana. I think that's too many points. Actually, I think I'm going to take McNeese State on the money line, as I think they come into Southeast Louisiana and gets the upset win over Southeastern Louisiana. Money line McNeese State in that one. As the line is dropping, somebody knows something in that one. So I'm gonna go with somebody knows something and take McNeese State money line. And I also like give me Incarnate Word over Lamar. Lamar 1-11 on the road, 3-9 against the number. Incarnate Word at home, 5-5, 3-3 against the number. In the last 10, they're 6-3 against the number in their last 10 games, so they're turning it on. I like Incarnate Word over Lamar as well.
I like Cincinnati against Tulsa. I think that line is wrong. I think it should be the other way around. Flip-flopped. I'm going to give out one of these as a premium on the premium show. I like the over in Creighton against DePaul. I had it written on my card to put in as a premium as well, and I didn't, and now it's up 4 points. But I was a little worried about the Creighton. The Creighton defense gets going sometimes, like we saw against Georgetown, and then I thought to myself, it's like, man, Connecticut didn't even play defense last night. Georgetown still couldn't score any points. Connecticut was on 22 for, I swear, 16 minutes. I mean, we're on 22 for 16 minutes. It's like, I thought Book Night was it's he's wearing the elbow thing now, and but
yeah,
the thing is, in college you see this a lot where the guy doesn't have a great first half and then they have the big second half. With Book Night, the last game he had the big first half and had no second half against Villanova. This game he had no first half and then the second half. Once he gets that really high dunk. It's amazing when he elevates like that, right? And his head is over the top of the rim, and he's pushing the ball. And it's like, how in the hell does he do that? I'll tell you where he should go is the Knicks. Knicks could.
I used to dunk like that when I was in high school.
This guy is. I always look at the NBA draft and say,
the Fisher Price nets don't
which
count.
of these guys, can be the highlight reel? Like to me, like a guy like Zion Williamson never going to be the highlight reel guy. He's a good player. He's can do a lot of things, but he's too big, right? So he can't be like a highlight reel guy. Like John Moran was the highlight reel guy. I thought Oladipo when he came out was the guy who was most likely a highlight reel guy. And this guy, Book Night, is a highlight reel guy. It's just ridiculous. A little too flashy sometimes, but good, man. Anyways, go to the NHL segment. I did hit my Vegas puck line the other night, by the way. Minus 208. My hot diggity dog. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lucky 7 NHL games. Chris, take it from here.
All right, we'll break it up. We got the 2 5 o'clock games, the 5 o'clock Eastern games this afternoon. We got Carolina at Tampa Bay and Dallas at Florida. Brian, either of those games?
Yeah, actually, I like both of these games. I like Carolina to bounce back after their 4-2 loss to Tampa. I'm going to take that plus money there. And the one I like best on the whole board here, as far as free picks goes, the Dallas Stars to get a win here against Florida. I can't resist that plus 120 and all the action coming in on the Panthers at home. So give me Dallas.
Ron?
I'm going to take Tampa. Carolina, I believe, is 0-5 last 5 in Tampa. So I'll take the Lightning, the chance to keep rolling here. They get the win over Carolina. I like the Stars and Panthers to go under the number, as goals are definitely going to be tough to come by in that one, as both teams play pretty good defense. So I'm going to take the under in the Stars and Panthers.
Make sure you went on hockey today or no?
Yeah, I really like the Panthers here and the Stars. I'm going to parlay them up.
How you gonna parlay?
These are playing the Stars.
Don't tell me what to do.
He's like, it's my money.
Okay.
I mean, you got a problem?
I don't have a problem. No problem.
I'm taking the Hurricanes and the Stars.
We knew what you meant. At least
we did. We're just giving you
something like that. I clearly said Panthers and Stars.
Well, for me and these ones, I'll do one better. The Carolina's 1-9 in the last 10 meetings in Tampa, so I'll take the Lightning as well on the money line, and I'm gonna go with Florida on the puck line minus 1.5 against Dallas. Dallas known for their defense, but the only D that's going on in the big D right now is the one on the logo, because this Dallas Stars team cannot keep the puck out of the net. So give me Florida on the puck line. They've just been playing really well right now. So I think that's where I'm at in this one. 2 7 o'clock games. The Rangers at the Flyers and the Calgary Flames at the Toronto Maple Leafs. Brian, either of those ones?
I'm right back on my Calgary Flamers. They absolutely torched Toronto last time out 3-0. I think they can continue, get another win here, another big W. So I'm riding the Flames here again.
Ron?
For me in that one, I love the under. Just like last time, goals are going to come at a premium, and I also lean Calgary as well. Yes, being a Leaf fan, I'm leaning Calgary, and I hate Calgary, so it's like it just looks like a spot to jump off the Leafs, and this Calgary team is a playoff team. They swept their first round playoff last year, so they're not that as bad as people think. They're just getting the slump. So I'm gonna take Calgary here, big plus money. I think they can upset the Leafs again.
Mitch, either one of those?
Is it Flyers, Rangers, Calgary, Toronto? Yeah, absolutely. I like the Rangers on the puck line here, plus the 1.5. That will be my big dog special.
Dog shit.
No, that will be. I would like to. But if you're listening, you could just send me the money. $100 for that one is what I normally charge. And well, I could if I was on some other site or something. That's yes. Rangers, give me the 1.5 there with the Rangers. I know their best players out, but I don't care. I think my 1.5 is worth more than that. And I'll also take the Calgary Flames. I cashed on them the other night. I will cash on them again. Yeah, I kind of like that.
For these two, I'm gonna go with the under 5.5. The Rangers, Flyers. Philly's still got a laundry list of COVID injuries, and the Rangers just haven't been scoring much for anything either. And I still think these two teams don't like each other all that much. So I think we see a hard hitting game here, but I still see it coming under the number. And for Calgary, Toronto, check the goaltending as it gets closer to game time. Just because Frederik Andersen's going to go back in net for Toronto. I like Toronto on the puck line. Otherwise, it's no play for me. I think Toronto would bounce back really nicely, but if Michael Hutchinson's in net for Toronto, I don't want any part of that game.
All right, Mike Spees is our viewer of the day. He's live betting Hungarian women's basketball right now. I'm in. I'm in. I'm embarrassed for not being part of that. I mean, this is the year of the degenerate gambler. And, I mean, if you can't live bet shamelessly live bet Hungarian women's basketball, you know, then why bother, right? It's like, I'm in. I love it.
It's that Turkish handball. I like Turkish handball. You should check that out. That's some good betting. Turkish handball.
It's like I can see at the marriage counselor. Your wife's like, he's live betting Hungarian women's basketball at it's 5:00 in the morning. At 5:00 in the morning. No, nothing going on.
But he made coffee, so it's all good.
It was halftime. The other three games: Minnesota at Colorado, Anaheim at Arizona, and the LA Kings at the St. Louis Blues. Brian, any of those three?
No, I was gonna pull a Ruffalo and take a pass on these three games, but I think I'm gonna take a flyer, a small one with the Anaheim Ducks. I know they lost four in a row, but I just think it's good value here against Coyotes team that I can never lay -1 anything over -150 with Arizona. So I'm gonna take the Ducks here, $60 bet here, small.
Ron, any of those?
And that one, I'm going to take the under 5.5 goals. I think that's too many. Ducks scored like their weekly allotment last game. They scored 4 goals, and they score like 1 goal a game. So they scored their allotment last game. I'm going to take the under 5.5 in that one. And I'm going to take the Wild here. I think the Wild, the Schmears have come in, and they're playing pretty hot. And I think they can come in here and get a win over this Avalanche team who just lost to Vegas. Didn't score a goal. So, and from what I see, the world is on the Avalanche right now. So give me the Wild here. Give me the Schmears to upset the Wild. And I'm going to keep riding the Kings. Kings have been hot. Blues have not. Blues just gather up more injuries. Definitely got even more injury issues now. A couple more guys on D are out. Give me the Kings on the money line. Love that one. Best free pick on the board today.
Mitch, any of those three?
Oh, yeah. I'm all over the smudges here. Plus 160 on my money. A little smudging going on. Throw that with the Ducks. I'm going to parlay it up with the Kings. As a matter of fact, I'm going to parlay the smudges, the Ducks, and the Kings here. We're going to call it my evening bird cage. Of course, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here when it's happening, but for everybody else, it's your evening bird cage. All right, Chris.
For those last few games, I like the under 5 in the Anaheim Arizona game. Like Rod said, it's just Anaheim's not going to score, and I'm not laying minus 155 with Arizona, so I'll take the under 5 there, and I like the Kings as well. I look for them to make it 6 in a row here against a Blues team that's struggling right now. So give me the Kings. Great value there at plus 145. That's all for the hockey.
All right. Brings us to our parlay segment, Chris.
Yep. So we're going to take the over 158.5 in Alabama, Arkansas. Going to take the Indiana Hoosiers plus the points and the Mississippi State Bulldogs minus the points.
Rod.
For me, I got 2 for you. I got one hockey one. We're going to go Flames, Wild, Kings. Parlay that 3-team hockey one up. College hoops. I like Alabama State plus the points. The Bonnies, money line, and the Kent State Flashes minus the points.
Right.
Davidson minus the points. Thunder Buddies minus the points. And finish it up with Arkansas, lay the points.
Spurs, Heat, and Pacers for me. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Have a great one. Make it a winning day. And we'll do the premium video in just a second. And, of course, we're going to try and act more professional tomorrow.